Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is Dave on Tech and today we'll be taking a look at the iPod Nano 5 from 2009. Now, it's hard to believe that this thing is already 16 years old. It's crazy how time flies. Now, compared to the previous model, which was the iPod Nano 4, you can instantly spot a few upgrades. And that's a slightly larger screen, and of course, the addition of a video camera and a microphone next to it. Now, the iPod Nano 6 also had a built-in speaker. And yes, it's quite cool that Apple actually gave an iPod a camera. This was actually the first iPod that ever received a camera, because the iPod Touch would be the second iPod to receive a camera, but that would only happen in 2011 with the iPod Touch 4th generation. Now, the design still holds up surprisingly well. It's tiny, it's incredibly light, and it's made from this smooth anodized aluminum that just feels great in the hand. Oh, and by the way, only 2% of people watching my videos are actually subscribed, so if you're enjoying the content, I would highly appreciate it if you took a second to subscribe. It's completely free and it helps out a lot. I have also unlocked channel memberships, so if you further want to support the channel and get access to some perks, I would be incredibly grateful. Thank you so much. Now back to the iPod, and the curved sides make it feel so, comfortable to hold and to use. And as I said, on the front you get a 2.2-inch screen, which was a little taller compared to the iPod Nano 4. And of course it comes with the legendary click wheel, which was so easy and intuitive to use. You can fly through menus without even looking. Now on the bottom we have a 30-pin connector and a headphone jack. And on the top, we have a simple hold switch, which you can turn on, and this was used to avoid any, accidental clicks or touches of the click wheel. And on the back, as I said, we have this little circle right here, and that's the camera. Now, what's weird and cool at the same time is that this camera would only be able to shoot video and not take photos. It doesn't make any sense, but that's the charm of it. And the small hole next to it was actually the microphone, which again was a slight upgrade from the previous Nano, which had no built-in microphone. Now let's take a look at the UI of the iPod Nano 5. Let me just turn off the hold switch and let's take a look. So of course you have music, because yeah, this was an iPod after all. You had videos, which you could actually sync from iTunes, or you can actually watch videos that you shot yourself using the back camera. Well, I'll show you that later. You also had photos, podcasts, which again you could sync from iTunes. You had radio, you had the video camera, which was new compared to the iPod Nano 4. You had extras, settings, and of course I added a quick shortcut to shuffle songs. And honestly, this UI was peak Apple. It was so fast, it was so colorful, it was still smooth, and it still does feel smooth today. And yeah, it does feel like 60 FPS, which that's quite crazy for 2009. But yeah, back to music. Let's start with the music player. So you had playlists, Genius mixes, artists, albums, songs, genres, composers, all the typical music stuff, and everything's laid out exactly how you remember. And yes, cover flow is still there. Let me just show you that. It will use the accelerometer, and it would feel if you turned the iPod sideways, and it would simply turn on the cover flow, which was such a cool feature. And just take a look at how smooth it is. And you can navigate through your albums and all of your songs. It was so cool. Let me quickly play a song. This is a royalty-free song. Yeah, the speaker is so bad, but I mean, it's usable. And it's very quiet, but it works. It's sort of a thing that it's better than nothing. It's better to have than not have, if it makes sense. It was good if you forgot your headphones or if you just wanted to hear a quick track without plugging in your headphones. But hey, at least they included it, so that was quite welcome. Now let's talk about the camera. And it shoots VGA video at 640 by 480 at 30 frames per second. At least that's what the video file says, but to me it does not look like 30 FPS. It looks so bad. Let me just show you. And yeah, I'm not sure if you can see it, but actually, yeah, it does look like 30 FPS, but it's so bad. I don't know. Yeah, there was no photo mode, no zoom, no stabilization, just pure simple video. Now yeah, it was bad, but it was a cool party trick, so yeah, why not? And there's also a very cool trick that not too many people knew about. So if you go to the video camera, let's just quickly launch it. Now you can see my finger there. Let's put this here. And now if you press the center button, it will start recording, of course. But if you hold the center button, you'll get all of these cool filters, such as X-ray, thermal, and even something called Cyborg, if I can find it. And whoops, yeah, that's the second issue that I have with this iPod, and that's the battery life. So excuse me while I just quickly plug this in. Yeah, back to the show. I'll get to the battery later, but yeah, you do see all of these cool filters. And again, that was quite cool to have back in, 2009. And this is what I call peak 2000s fun. You could easily waste an hour filming random stuff with your friends using these filters. I mean, again, the quality is obviously not great today, but for 2009, it was fun, it was cool. Yeah, why not? And again, remember, this was the first iPod with a camera. The iPhone just got launched 2 years ago and the iPod Touch didn't have a camera yet. So this was literally the only iPod that had a camera. So it was quite cool. Now, another cool addition was the built-in FM radio. Now, in order to use this, you had to plug in some headphones, and then the iPod would use the wire of the headphones as the antenna itself. And that was quite cool. But the really cool part was that you could actually pause and rewind radio stations. You could literally buffer live radio. This was a feature where the iPod would actually record 15 minutes of radio, and it was called Live Pause, and it was very cool. It was quite unique. Now, there's also a built-in pedometer which tracks your steps and calories burnt, and it worked with the Nike Plus app, and you could pair it with a shoe sensor for workouts as well. So if you go to settings, general, and main menu, yeah, you see the Nike Plus iPod app, which you could choose to display on your home screen. Now I'm guessing mine doesn't appear because I don't have a Nike sensor connected, but yeah, it's here. But yeah, it's quite funny to think that this iPod had fitness tracking before the Apple Watch existed. 6 years before the first Apple Watch came out, actually. Now you could also load photos on your iPod, and let's take a look. And yeah, when you turn the iPod, the photos turn as well, and that's quite cool. So if you had wide photos, you can watch them in landscape. This is a photo from Milan, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it's a quite cool feature. And now let's take a look at the extras menu. And you get all the basic iPod stuff like clocks, calendars, contacts, and of course games. Because yes, they're still here. All of your favorite games like Vortex, Klondike, and Maze. Simple but very addictive games, and they were very good to spend some time while you were waiting for the bus, or I don't know, just if you had 10 minutes to spare. These were very good. Vortex in particular was a very good time killer. Let me just play a bit of Vortex. Oh yeah. And you can see the accelerometer working, but I'll play it in portrait mode. You can adjust the volume, and let's play a bit of Vortex. And if you've used to play this game, feel free to drop a comment down below. Oh, it's a bit difficult playing behind the camera. But yeah, you get the idea. It also had a built-in voice recorder which you could use using the built-in mic, and this icon is straight from the iPhone 2G. I just did a video on that last week. Yeah, you could use the built-in microphone on the back, or you could also connect some headphones that had a mic on the line and use those for better quality. Now, of course, it wasn't the best quality, but it got the job done. It was perfect for recording a quick memo or a lecture or, I don't know. Battery life was also very solid when it came out, up to 24 hours of music playback or 5 hours of video playback. Now sadly, both of mine have bad batteries, with this green one having a completely dead battery and this blue one having a very bad battery that you saw only lasted for a few minutes, and I had to plug it in so it wouldn't die. Now, charging and syncing was done through the same old 30-pin connector using iTunes, and of course this model came in 8 and 16 gigabytes. This blue model is the 6.5 gigabytes free. Yeah, this is the base 8 gigabyte variant, but I think this green one is actually the upgraded 16 gigabyte iPod. So that was quite cool. I know like 8 gigabytes doesn't sound like much nowadays, but in 2009 there was plenty of space for your entire music collection and even perhaps a few videos. And honestly, the more I use this thing, the more I realize how just how much stuff Apple packed into it. It's not just a music player, it's like a mini entertainment device. You can listen to music, watch videos, record clips, play games, track workouts, and even listen to the radio. It's crazy how capable it was. And that's what makes the iPod Nano 5 so special. Honestly, it was the most feature-complete version of the Nano before Apple went in a totally different direction. The next iPod, which was the Nano 6, went full touchscreen, just like a tiny iPod Touch, or an early Apple Watch. I already have a video on that, so feel free to check it out. But the Nano 6 lost the camera, video playback, the radio, the games, and even the click wheel, which was quite annoying. So this is it, the iPod Nano 5. And honestly, I believe this was the last true iPod Nano, the last one with the classic design and personality. And even today it feels like a complete product. The interface is fast, the click wheel feels great, and the overall experience just screams Apple in their prime. No software updates, no subscriptions, no nonsense. You would just plug it in, load your music and videos, and enjoy. And honestly, this is exactly what makes these old devices so refreshing. They were built for one purpose, and they did that one thing perfectly. You didn't get distracted by notifications or social media. You just listened to your music and went on with your day. Now, even though this is old, the iPod Nano 5 has so much charm. It's fun and it's functional, and it's very recognizable. So yeah, that was the iPod Nano 5. Probably one of my favorite iPod Nanos ever made. It's tiny, colorful, full of features, and still incredibly usable today. Now, the bad news is that changing the battery on these is ridiculously difficult, almost impossible for most users. Even talented people like Hugh Jeffries from Australia, shout out to him, I love your channel, who have been doing this for years, still found it very difficult, so yeah. But if you manage to find one that still has a battery that holds at least 10 to 20 minutes, feel free to grab one. You can find them very cheap on eBay, and yeah, for a bit of, Apple's 2000s nostalgia, it's a good pick. Oh, and yeah, if you grew up with one of these, let me know in the comments down below which color you had and if you still have it somewhere in a drawer. But yeah, anyway, that was the iPod Nano 5. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe for more retro Apple content, and check out the other videos on the channel as well. I've got plenty more iPods, iPhones, and Macs to look at. So, thank you for watching. This is Dave on Tech, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Cheers!